Hello everyone and welcome to my win.Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Melissa Claire Egan, star of The Young and the Restless, discusses Chelsea's winning strategies in an exclusive interview. The Young and the Restless Chelsea has done her best to keep Adam on the straight and narrow while not igniting Victor's fury. Recently, the con artist surprisingly sided with Victor when it came to doing his bidding. However, Chelsea is still attempting to maintain order, which is not an easy task. Chelsea, the con artist from Young and the Restless. Chelsea does not want to be a pawn in Victor's games with Adam and other players on the Young and the Restless image, JPI. For a while, Chelsea did her best to keep Victor at bay in an effort to make sure that the Newman-Abbott war would not continue into the next generation, which would affect her son, Connor. However, push came to shove, and Chelsea sided with Adam when it came to the expose on Kane and Billy. Even though Chelsea wanted to keep the Abbotts and Newmans at peace, was it surprising that she chose to support Adam? Necessarily not. I love the way that the show brings out the con artist side of Chelsea, Egan tells Soap Central in this exclusive interview. She's kind of torn between being the kinder person that doesn't want to hurt people. Billy is particularly affected by this because, as Egan points out, he did save Chelsea's life. The actress says she recently got comments as to why Chelsea was showing sympathy to Billy and trying to play peacemaker, but the couple shares a long history. Chelsea wouldn't be here if it weren't for Billy, she says. She cheated on him after he saved her life. I think there's a lot of guilt over that. The Newmans v. the Abbotts. Victor has embraced Chelsea into the fold on the Young and the Restless image, JPI. While Chelsea went ahead with the news articles exposing Kane and Billy, she hasn't lost sight of her dream for the Newman-Abbott wars to come to an end. It's important for her and for her son, Connor, too, Egan says. She's been conflicted about it, but I like that the show is demonstrating that Chelsea has that strength. While Newman media has struck first, it's likely just the beginning of a media war between the two families, especially as Billy and Sally are now getting Abbott communications back on track thanks to Jill. Egan gives a sneak peek. There's a lot more coming up, too. Catch all new episodes of The Young and the Restless weekdays on CBS ADN Paramount+. A con artist with a conscience. Chelsea Lawson has always been a contradiction in motion, a woman who came into Genoa City with a con artist's cunning but has slowly evolved into one of The Young and the Restless most emotionally layered characters. Over the years, she's been a grifter, a mother, a lover, a businesswoman, and a survivor. But at her core, Chelsea remains a strategist, someone who can read people as easily as others read headlines. Chelsea once more finds herself at the crossroads of family loyalty, moral conflict, and strategic survival as Victor Newman's manipulative games collide with Adam's emotional volatility. In an exclusive interview with Soap Central, actress Melissa Claire Egan discusses the motivations behind Chelsea's most recent actions, which include siding with Adam, wooing Victor, and attempting to avert the Newman-Abbott feud's destruction of a further generation. Egan's insights peel back the layers of a character who is as self-aware as she is impulsive, a woman constantly negotiating between her better angels and her old instincts. Chelsea and the game of power. Few characters in Genoa City understand manipulation as fluently as Chelsea. She learned early on that survival isn't about strength, it's about perception. When she first entered the Y&R landscape as a charming con artist, Chelsea used deception to gain advantage. However, her motives are more nuanced now, after years of personal loss, motherhood, and heartbreak. Egan notes that Chelsea does not want to be a pawn in Victor's games. That single statement underscores the fundamental tension defining her current arc. Victor Newman is the patriarchal puppet master of Genoa City, pulling strings and orchestrating outcomes that ripple through every family. While aligning with him provides safety for Chelsea, it sacrifices autonomy. She knows Victor's protection can come with invisible chains. Yet she also knows that defying him too openly could endanger Adam, Connor, and her fragile standing within the Newman sphere. Her decision to side with Victor, at least publicly, reflects her evolution from impulsive rebel to calculated survivor. Chelsea is constantly trying to play chess while everyone else is still thinking about checkers, Egan says with a laugh. She has learned from her mistakes, but she is also aware that in Genoa City, one never stops playing the game. Between Adam and Victor, the ultimate tightrope. Chelsea's relationship with Adam Newman remains one of the most emotionally charged dynamics in The Young and the Restless. Their connection is rooted in passion, betrayal, and a shared understanding of darkness. Both are characters who have teetered on the edge, morally, psychologically, and emotionally. Egan emphasizes that Chelsea is doing her best to keep Adam on the straight and narrow without igniting Victor's fury. That's no small feat. The Newman men are like opposing magnets, drawn together by blood but repelled by ego. Caught between them, Chelsea becomes both the mediator and the scapegoat. When she sided with Adam over the exposé targeting Kane and Billy, it wasn't just a professional choice, it was personal. For Chelsea, loyalty to Adam is less about romantic love and more about shared history. They've both been outsiders in the Newman dynasty, always earning affection with conditions attached. Still, siding with Adam doesn't mean Chelsea trusts him entirely. Egan points out that Chelsea's torn between being the kinder person who doesn't want to hurt people and the survivor who knows when to strike first. That duality defines her current storyline, a woman trying to choose compassion without losing her edge. Billy Abbott, the past that haunts the present. Chelsea's past with Billy Abbott is one of the journey's most moving aspects. Their relationship has always been defined by contradictions, love intertwined with betrayal, attraction laced with guilt. Egan reflects on this complexity. He did save Chelsea's life, she reminds fans, referring to the time Billy pulled Chelsea from a deadly situation that could have ended her story entirely. It's a moment that forever bonded them, even when betrayal followed. She cheated on him, and she carries a lot of guilt about that, Egan admits. Chelsea wouldn't even be here if it weren't for Billy. That lingering guilt explains her desire to keep the peace between the Newmans and Abbotts. Emotional debt is at the heart of the conflict, not just media or business rivalries. Chelsea knows that every scandal she fuels could reopen old wounds. So when she tries to play peacemaker, it isn't weakness, it's penance. Her compassion for Billy isn't romantic nostalgia. It's an acknowledgement of humanity, a rare trait in a world where alliances shift faster than the wind. Egan's portrayal captures that tension beautifully, the flicker of remorse behind every sharp remark, the quiet ache beneath her calculated moves. The Newmans versus the dynasty's conflict Abbotts. The rivalry between the Newmans and Abbotts has defined The Young and the Restless for decades. It's not just a feud, it's a generational saga about power, pride, and legacy. Every character who enters Genoa City eventually gets pulled into its orbit. For Chelsea, the war isn't just background noise. It's a storm threatening her son's future. She's gone back and forth about it, Egan explains, but I like that the show is showing that Chelsea's got that backbone. Her backbone is her greatest weapon, the ability to stand her ground while playing both sides. Victor, ever the patriarch, has embraced Chelsea into the fold, but his embrace is never without expectation. Meanwhile, Adam's unpredictability forces her to make choices that blur the line between loyalty and self-preservation. Egan's comments hint at a woman exhausted by male egos and corporate chess games but determined to protect her child from their consequences. It's important for her and for her son, Connor, too, she says. That maternal instinct may ultimately guide Chelsea's future choices even if it means defying both Victor and Adam. Newman Media strikes first, the beginning of a media war. The storyline surrounding Newman Media's exposé on Kane and Billy marks the dawn of a new kind of war in Genoa City, one fought not in boardrooms but in headlines. As Billy and Sally work to rebuild Abbott Communications under Jill's leadership, the tension between truth and power becomes the show's new battleground. Chelsea's decision to proceed with the exposé represents both ambition and caution. She knows that controlling information is the ultimate form of influence. In the digital age, reputation is currency, and Chelsea is smart enough to manipulate perception to her advantage. Still, the decision isn't without internal conflict. She's trying to prevent bloodshed between the families, even as she fuels the narrative that could reignite hostilities. Watching Chelsea strike a balance between morality and Machiavellism is what Egan refers to as the fun of Chelsea. There's a lot more coming up, too, Egan teases, suggesting that the media war will only escalate. Fans can expect power plays, emotional showdowns, and perhaps the re-emergence of old secrets used as new ammunition. The psychology of a survivor. What makes Chelsea such a compelling character isn't just her charm or cleverness, it's her psychological complexity. She's a woman who has learned to survive in a world that often rewards deceit. Yet, she's constantly trying to redefine herself beyond her past. Egan understands this deeply. "I love the way the show brings out the con artist side of Chelsea," she says, "but I also love that she's trying to be a better person." That internal struggle is the essence of the young and the restless. Every major character walks a tightrope between morality and ambition. But Chelsea's evolution feels particularly human because it mirrors the contradictions of real life, the desire to change while knowing that parts of your past will always follow you. Egan's nuanced performance captures this internal tug-of-war. Her Chelsea isn't just acting out scripts, she's reacting to the ghosts of her own history. Whether it's the flicker of guilt when she sees Billy or the wary smile she offers Victor, every gesture feels earned, a reminder that redemption is never a straight path. The actress behind the duality, Melissa Claire Egan, has become synonymous with emotional authenticity. She imbues Chelsea with warmth, intelligence, and vulnerability, qualities that make even her most questionable actions understandable. Egan's approach to the role is grounded in empathy. She repeats, "Chelsea is torn. She wants to act ethically, but she is aware of her surroundings. It's not black and white." This philosophy shapes every scene Egan performs. Whether she's sparring with Adam or negotiating with Victor, there's always a glimmer of introspection behind Chelsea's eyes. She's not just playing strategy, she's weighing consequences. That moral nuance is what sets Egan apart. Soap operas thrive on heightened drama, but Egan's restraint gives Chelsea dimension. Viewers don't just watch her schemes, they feel her doubt, her guilt, and her quiet determination to make things right, even when the odds are stacked against her. The shadow of Victor Newman. It's impossible to discuss Chelsea's story without acknowledging the looming presence of Victor Newman. The patriarch's influence extends over every corner of Genoa City, and Chelsea's interactions with him reveal as much about her strength as his control. Victor's decision to embrace Chelsea into the fold signals his recognition of her value and his intent to use it. Cunning when it serves his interests has always impressed him. But Chelsea is too smart to become another pawn. Still, Victor's approval offers temporary protection in a city where alliances shift daily. His grudging respect for Chelsea adds a fascinating layer to their dynamic. He sees in her a reflection of his own ambition, tempered by compassion. In many ways, Victor and Chelsea are two sides of the same coin. Both understand that power isn't just about control, it's about perception. The difference is that Victor wields his influence through dominance, while Chelsea wields hers through adaptability. The legacy of Connor. If Chelsea's evolution has a moral anchor, it's her son Connor Newman. Every decision she makes, from aligning with Victor to shielding Adam, is rooted in maternal protection. This motivation is emphasized by Egan. It's important for her and for her son, too. Chelsea's primary goal is ensuring that Connor doesn't inherit the toxic legacies of both families, the deceit of the Newmans and the entitlement of the Abbotts. Motherhood has humanized Chelsea in ways her con artist days never could. It's given her purpose beyond survival. Her softer moments with Connor remind viewers that beneath her scheming lies a heart fiercely devoted to family. In many ways, Connor represents Chelsea's hope for redemption, proof that she can raise a child who thrives beyond the chaos she's endured. Looking ahead, Chelsea's next move. Egan's interview hints at more turbulence ahead. With Newman Media and Abbott Communications entering open competition, Chelsea's choices will carry greater consequences. Will she continue to straddle the line between Victor and Adam? Or will she stand on her own and put everything on the line to uphold her morality? Egan leaves fans with just enough intrigue. "There's a lot more coming up," she says with a grin. That cryptic tease suggests alliances will shift, secrets will surface, and Chelsea's loyalties will be tested in ways that challenge even her resilience. If past storylines are any indication, Chelsea will navigate it all with the same cunning and charisma that have made her one of Y&R's most enduring figures. Conclusion: a queen in her own right. Chelsea Lawson's story is one of transformation, from con artist to mother, from manipulator to mediator. Through heartbreak and betrayal, she's learned to wield her intelligence like armor. Melissa Claire Egan captures that evolution with rare depth. She plays Chelsea as both strategist and survivor, a woman who knows how to bend without breaking. Chelsea's adaptability is her greatest strength in a world full of billionaires and power brokers. She plays to win, Egan says, summing up her character perfectly. But what makes Chelsea unforgettable isn't just her drive to win, it's her willingness to evolve. In Genoa City, that's the ultimate victory.